Hey guys, Squirrel here. As you can see, not at the armory, not even at the range. We're just here at my place of employment, and just for full disclosure, I am on my lunch break, and so I just thought I'd make a little video, like just talk about some stuff that um, kind of been on my mind, and just more info that I'd like to give you guys. So one of the things that I would like to really start talking about is the fact that I'm a Christian, and some people might have a few questions on that of whether or not, like, well, if you're a Christian, why do you believe in God, or you know, why do you believe in Jesus, or anything like that, and also some people might have the questions of, well, if you're a Christian, why do you have firearms or anything like that? And believe me, if any of you guys have the questions, feel free to send me a comment and I will gladly give you the information. I'd rather give you the information myself rather than people just sit here and just ask the question in their head and never get the answer. So, uh, secondly, I just picked up a new gun, used one, but a new one to me. And so I'll eventually be doing more gun reviews, hopefully get some more shooting videos out there. For right now, where I was shooting at on my friend's property, since the rut is coming in, I can't go out there and shoot until the rut is over. So that's going to be relatively like 3 weeks, a month or so afterwards. So with that being said, the weather is probably going to start getting a little colder and harsher out. So more shooting videos will be coming down the line, but hopefully we can make something work on a really nice day. And I may be doing multiple shooting videos out there at on the same day and just release them on different days. So just bear that in mind, everyone, that right now I don't have a really good set schedule on when I can go and shoot uh, guns and videos at the same time, because I'd rather spend time with my friends than just rope them into something just so that I can use their property just to do my videos. I don't want to do that. My goal is to one day have my own property, which, I'm saving and hoping for that within the next year or so, that I will have a big enough property that I'll be able to do my own videos, and then that's going to open the door for a lot more straighter content and a lot better time. Sorry, timing on when I can get this stuff out there more efficiently is what I'm trying to say. Um, So some people might also have the questions of, like, hey, I know you've talked about your wife. Hey, I know you've talked about, your kids, but we don't see them in any video. So just wondering, will you ever show them in a video? If I can control it, I would say no, because I don't want to expose my family in my videos, because there are going to be people out here that don't agree with what I'm doing. And then, just like the cowards they are, they will go after my family to get to me. So, if I can avoid it, I'll keep my family off of this channel as much as I can. If I've had a few ideas of maybe bringing my dad on a couple of times, that's a different story, because he's a fully grown man, and if he wants to be in the videos, just like Steven was in our videos, our previous videos, that is completely his choice. If he doesn't want to be on it, I'll say, hey, that's fine. Um, so with that being said, when it comes to my family, no, they're going to be off. Even though my wife might like to be on the video, I still just want to keep her, out of reach of all the creeps and all the cowards that are out there. If you got a problem, come to me. Talk to me like a man. So, either way, sorry, my nose is a little itchy right now. Uh, you guys might have also noticed in previous videos, on my tabletop reviews, is that I've got a nice big pipe rack right there and quite a few pipes on there. I don't consider myself a full-time smoker, but I do enjoy good pipe tobacco. Um, when it comes to all the pipes that I've got up there, only a couple are of any real merit or value. So, uh, sorry. Be on the lookout for maybe just like a little video about those, and maybe we'll talk about like what pipe tobacco I like smoking the most. When I got introduced to it, I was kind of like, I was definitely a noob. I didn't know what to expect. And then one of my friends, he was the one who got me into it, showed me how to do it, showed me how to pack the pipe properly, showed me how to burn it properly, and et cetera, et cetera. And I just got better as time went on. And so now I kind of look at it as like a collecting kind of thing. So I plan to do more stuff like this, like collect certain types of bourbon or alcohol, like wine or stuff like that, and just kind of cellar it like I do with my tobacco. Now, obviously, you can't do that with every alcohol that's out there, but you can do it with some. One thing that I'd really like to do, if we get, if we end up manufacturing a home on the property that we end up getting, for sure, we're going to have a basement, and we're probably more or less going to go the modular home route. And for those of you who don't know, modular home, aka fabricated homes, are the ones that are made in a factory, and then they ship it to your location, and then they will build it on site. Well, there are many ways that you can do this. You can either go with an unfinished basement, or you can just go with them digging a flat surface on the land, and then they just put it on like little stilts. Or you can go with a full finished basement. I plan to go with a finished basement, because one thing that I would really like to do is I'll take all my tobacco, all the bourbon and everything that maybe one day I'll get into, or wine or whatever, build a little bar down there. And I really want to make this basement kind of like an old underground bar, underground restaurant that were all the rage back in the 50s and the 60s. So, because I miss that culture, I never lived it, but every movie that I've ever watched from that time period always speaks volumes to me, where men were men. I'm talking about guys like John Wayne, I'm talking about guys like Clark Gable, Jimmy Stewart, William Holden is another great example. These guys were man's man. Sean Connery is another one with the James Bond franchise. And even in the other films that he plays in later in his life, he had that very gentleman, but there was that crassness under that layer. And I love that time period. I really do. And so what I would really love to do is one day in the unfinished basement, just have like hanging up on the walls, posters of that time period, whether they're original reproduction, I don't care, but just have like posters of that time period hanging up, have a pool table down there, maybe have some old records sitting down there, or maybe just have a jukebox that's Bluetooth, and you play good old music, and then you just, chessboard down there, and you got a little bar there with, with really good alcohol there. And, you got the tobacco and everything in there. What more could a guy ask for? Have guns lined up all over the walls. I just think that that would be such a cool basement. And it would be a place where a man can come and be a man and just really get more in touch with his soul and his roots. Now, another fun thing that it could be is just like a nice little dating site for me and my wife. We could dress up in period correct clothing. Me dress up in a three-piece suit. We go downstairs, and she's dressed up in a really nice cocktail dress or something, and then we just go to our private bar, and then we're just listening to the atmosphere, the music, and then just enjoy it. That's just stuff that attracts me to, a simpler time back when everything was real and not fake, not manufactured. It was real. And so, I don't know. That's just one of my goals. Obviously, me and my wife, we've talked about getting a homestead. So, having a homestead is something that we've always talked about for quite a few years. And I really want that because it would be something that we could have property and be able to raise animals, crops, and all that kind of stuff. So, and also so I can go out in the backyard and shoot. Well, guys, my microphone is flashing with a battery warning on there, so I don't know how much longer I have, so I'm going to cut this video off right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be on the lookout for more content coming down the pipe. I'm really getting excited for what's happening later on down the road. So thank you guys for tuning in to just a little chit chat with Squirrel. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Catch you later.